Mi gente, what's up? ¿Qué pasa? Happy terrific Thursday. It is Yessie Rodriguez, host and producer of Hoy en Día TV. Thank you all for joining me and my team. And I'm going to bring on my amazing co-hosts. We have one still getting technical issues ironed out, but I'm going to definitely bring Dr. Cece, the actionist, on. Hello, hello. Hola.
Hello. Hello, everybody. Happy Thursday. Happy Jueves. Yeah.
Yes. Feliz Jueves. How are you, my dear? It's been several days since I
doing good. Yeah, doing good. Pushing and pressing every single day. It's a great day in the neighborhood. Every day that there's life in your body, right? It's a great day. I know some people say, no, it's not. I'm so sick. I don't feel good. But no, it's still a great day, right? You can feel, right? You can feel the sickness and you can hope that the next day you're going to be better. So it's a good day.
Absolutely. And I believe in the power of manifestation. So with those individuals who say that, wouldn't you want to do that, like to speak positivity into you, even though you're feeling bad? You can say, I feel good, right?
Absolutely.
Because when you're saying that out loud and you're affirming it out loud, what's going to happen? You're going to receive it and reciprocate. That's just, a thought.
Absolutely. I'm glad you mentioned that about the affirmations and thinking positive, because I have some great news to share, right? I was sharing behind stage, right? With you all about, I've been on this whole 5 a.m. prayer. It's me and a group of people. Now we've gone to about 50 plus, and it's amazing. And so we started out with the first 30 days. Now we're on the second 30 days. And your girl is tired. I keep telling y'all 5 a.m. is not for me anymore since I'm not in the military. But at times past, but we've been waking up faithfully, and there's people all across over in Japan, people here in the US, but on different time zones, right? Because they're in different parts of these states. And so people on at various times. And so this morning, it was a young lady, she was on, and she was sharing, like her and her daughter, I guess maybe they've been estranged for like a year and she hasn't heard from her. And typically the daughter will go on Facebook, she would post something, about the kids' birthdays and things of that nature, but nothing was posted this time. And so the mother became very worried. And long story short, the mother found out that the daughter was in the hospital on a ventilator, fighting for her life. And she was registered under a Jane Doe, right? So the mom goes there and, she's with the daughter now and just, praying for these miracles to happen for her daughter. And one of the leaders that's on this called the Prayer Lab, our Prayer Lab. You can find us on YouTube called our Prayer Lab network. We're on there. And anyway, we prayed, and the one lady that prayed, I agree with her. Like everyone on the call just agreed with her in unity, one mind, one accord. And we said today, so this was at 5 a.m., right? Okay. So we prayed and we said, she is going to be off those ventilators, right? Anybody know anything about a ventilator? The ventilator is helping you breathe, right? People that are kind of like on their last leg, you know what I'm saying? Almost out the door. They're typically on these things, but we say she's going to be off the ventilator, right? Now, mind you, don't know her at all. Never met her, never seen her, none of that stuff. But we prayed on one accord, and I just felt something within me was like facts, like she's going to be off the ventilators. Like it is done. It will happen. It will happen today, right? Get a text message in. It's like around 11:30 or so, and the young lady is off the ventilators, y'all. When I'm telling you that prayer really does change things, when you manifest, when you affirm, when you think, when you believe, it's your faith. Like just putting all of that together. Mine is straight faith, that mustard seed growing over and over time. But she's off the ventilators, and so we hope to even find that there's even a better report throughout the course of today. But I just was like, this was less than 6 hours. This was less than 6 hours. God is amazing. God is good. And I was subbing today at my school with the kiddos. And when my text message came in, I just had such joy in my heart. And I told the students, I was like, I have some good news. And they all got quiet and their eyes got big. And I was like, I want to share. And I shared the story. And the kids were like, hallelujah. Because our school is diverse and I never want to offend anybody with, their religions, but I'm just like, and I tell them, hey, I'm a Christian. I believe in Jesus Christ. And I no offense to anybody else out there. I'm not to shame anyone else and what their beliefs. That's not me. But I was like, I just got to share. But the kids were so funny. And they were just like, hallelujah. And they were like, dancing. It was so funny. But I was so happy. And I'm so happy that we have that lady is off the ventilator, and now her mom is there. And hopefully whatever's going on in their relationships, because I don't know that it'll begin to mend, right? Restoration for that family.
Oh, that is amazing news. And I love to hear that too. The power of prayer coming together, speaking positivity over someone. That is beautiful. And God answered those prayers. So I'm really happy for her and her family. And this just shows for the viewers and listeners, shifting your mindset, thinking positive, speaking and praying positivity over yourself. And even with Cece, she does. You lead the prayer sessions, right, Cece? Is that what you do at 5 a.m.?
Mhm. Yes.
See, so people that want to join, that are listening, can they join? How does that process work? I'm just curious
Yeah,
too.
absolutely. There's a Zoom link that we send out on our YouTube channel, our prayer lab. It's on YouTube. You can just Google it. And typically we will put like the sessions that are on there. We normally meet every Monday at 8 p.m. But it's via a Zoom link. But if you guys go into our Prayer Lab network, on there, you will see the link that's in there. So you can just click on that and freely join wherever you're at.
That is amazing. So it's called Our Prayer Lab.
Prayer Lab. Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. Mm-hmm. Okay, great. So there you all have it, viewers and listeners. If you are in need of hearing some positivity, prayers, someone talking and praying over you, whatever the situation may be, or just to even listen in and tune in, right, to see what the discussion is all about. Our Prayer Lab. Google it, YouTube link, and that's the link that Cece was referring to. So that is amazing. Yes, I'd love to hear that. Beautiful, beautiful. It looks like Nadine's still getting herself together, so we're going to give her a few more minutes.
Okay.
But on my end, everything is going good. I mean, last weekend we did some filming for a comedy. It's a skit series. It's called Oob Lifters. So those are coming soon, and I got my sis Cece on the screen too. So she and I, we partnered up and we did amazing. So I'm really, really excited for y'all to watch it. It's not coming out yet, right? We have to like sit on the edge of our seats and wait till it comes out. We got to be patient, but we watched it and wow. Like I gotta say, so you said this was your first time acting? Because I could not tell, ma'am.
It was my first time, and I got to take my hat off to you and to the team. You guys were totally amazing, total professionals, total fun, great atmosphere, good energy, and just doing this. It was so much fun, y'all. It was so much fun. I was laughing. Like I went back and I looked at it. It's hilarious. This is really funny. Mm-hmm. And I bet you guys, it's done like in this whole comedic way. But I can almost guarantee you a lot of the things that's probably happening on this little clip, it probably happens in real life. You just never know who you're going to cross day to day when you're in the Ubers, when you're in Lyfts, when you're in the Oob Lyft. Okay, anything can happen. But it was so much fun. So just shout out to you, to your team, right? This lady is just the epitome of just paying it forward in kindness. Yes, y'all. She is just really amazing. And, just opening up her doors because she's a busy lady, right? She's filming, she's doing everything, right? And just to say, hey, yeah, come try it out. Come on, we'll do it. I mean, just made me feel right at home. She's the one that we go to, right? The professional that you go to, like, okay, how can we be better? How can, that kind of thing. But it was so much fun. And so I just want to say thanks. Hats off to you. Thank you so much. But y'all, it's hilarious. When you see it, you're going to be like, yeah, it was worth it.
Sweet. Well, thank you. We're so glad that you were able to join us, and shout out to my honey Rawan, who is a visionary. And hey, I mean, this is teamwork, right? We all come together as a team. We push it forward. And I believe in having people try something, because I'm one of those that I like to try things. My philosophy is don't put all your eggs in one basket. I believe God made us for multiple purposes, right? And so there's people that believe, hey, put all your eggs in one basket, and I respect that. But me personally, it's like, hey, you don't know what you're capable of in a good way until you try it. And I'm open to having new people come and join us and try it. Get your feet wet. See what it's about. You can either say, ooh, I love it, just like you did, or you can say, it's not for me, and I'll keep. But at least you tried it. And I'm so, so happy and so proud of you for putting yourself out there. I know acting can be a little scary for some. This was improv, no less. Improv is not easy. Because a lot of people overthink the process of improv, just like what you and I are doing right now. We're improving, we're talking, but we're improvising because I don't know what you're going to say next. You don't know what I'm going to say next, right? We're having this conversation. We're building off of each other. So just food for thought for any actor who wants to get, especially into the improv scene. Don't overthink it. You talk to people each and every day, whether it be on the cell phone or even if you have a landline, old school phone, when you talk to friends, family, what have you, you're interacting. That's technically considered improv because you don't know what can come out of the other person's mouth, right? So just thinking about that from that perspective. But yes,
and
I'm
it's
excited
natural and organic.
Mhm.
You know, yeah.
Absolutely, natural and organic. Let me see if Nadine is ready for us. Just a moment, Nadine. Let's see. I see her on here. Oh no, she's not ready for us yet. Oh, there she is. All right, let's bring on Nadine.
Yeah.
Listen, it's been a trying day. Let me tell you, my computer, we're not going to get into that because I had to leave and come downstairs. This computer is just, I'm not going to say the words I'm really thinking.
We're practicing speaking positivity. So I'm going to speak positivity over your computer right now. It is going to work. It is not going to give you no issues, right? And you're going to have a seamless show with no computer issues. I'm speaking that upon you, upon your computer, upon your technology. God's going to make it work.
Amen.
Right.
In the name of Jesus, I claim it because I moved downstairs.
And actually, I already see you better now. Like, I don't know, my prayer quickly worked because now you're, I don't see you
I was upstairs. I had to come downstairs in order for it to work better.
Whatever you did, it worked, including my prayer. So praise God. Hey, praise God. Yes. You know what? Before we logged on to the call, Cece, you shared some really interesting information with regards to just the recent updates happening, especially in New York. Would you mind sharing that with the viewers and listeners so that we can share our perspective pertaining to what's happening in New York and especially with the recent mayoral election and who actually won?
Yeah, absolutely. So let me put on my spectacles. So I had been kind of was watching, about these different mayoral races and things of that nature. I'm probably going to mispronounce this guy's name totally, but I think it's Mamdani's. And so this is a historic win in New York City. He is the next mayor. He was not endorsed by the current mayor, but he went out and he actually won this race. And so this is historic for the Muslims there in New York. He is one of the firstborn in regards to, not like firstborn, but as far as being like a Muslim candidate and winning the race. So it says here, and this is coming from the AP here, the journal here, AP News. It says that it says for the first time in a very long time, he feels hope as a Muslim and as a Democrat, as an American, as an immigrant. Said, I'm going to totally mess this name up, but Buktawar Wakwas, who literally jumped for joy and called her father to celebrate, right? She said that she attended Madani's victory speech and was reassured by the diversity of New Yorkers around her, despite any challenges that may be ahead. Now, here's one of the things it says. It says that Madani won the vast majority of the Muslim voters, y'all. About 9 in 10 Muslim voters supported him, okay? According to the AP voter poll, it says that they made up a very small group of voters in the city. About 4% of New Yorkers were Muslim. Mamdani, the now new mayor there in New York, he's a Democrat socialist who cast his win as a boon for blue-collar workers struggling to get by, has campaigned on an agenda that includes free buses, free childcare, and a rent freeze for rent-stabilized apartments. Okay, and he is the first Muslim mayor, and he will be its first of the South Asian heritage and the firstborn in Africa. So this is a big win, a big legacy, I guess, that is happening right now in the Muslim community and for this mayor. One of the things that was concerning to me because, out of all the faith groups and things of that nature here in America, we're mostly, not anymore. We used to be mostly Christians. Our country was built on Christian values, but Muslims have come in, and I believe it was saying that it was either 2 million or 2 billion, y'all. I might be wrong on those numbers. Double check that. But of Muslims, as far as people believing in the Muslim faith and things of that nature. But there was an interesting video that was sent out there on TikTok here shortly after, and it portrayed a group of Muslims basically chanting and basically just saying that, you know, everyone has to bow down to Allah, and, you know, they just basically want to take the world by force. They want everyone to be of the Muslim faith. And if you are not of the Muslim faith, well, then, you know, basically, and I'm just saying this, basically, you will be dealt with accordingly. We know as military, as vets, Nadine and I've served over in these countries. And we know in history, Muslims, not all, let me be very clear on that, but most have a very different view when it comes to religion. And you can serve whatever God you choose to serve. The thing that bothers me is that here in America, we are a melting pot and we celebrate all faiths, right? And people are able to exercise their religious beliefs. So them out there in the droves, and it was droves of these people, was concerning, but they were doing it peacefully as we do here on American soil. But what I can quickly foresee happening and escalating, and this is just not me, just conjecture, but it's things that I've seen in these Middle Eastern countries, things that we fight against, where it can turn violent very, very quickly. We already see the war that's going on right now, and how people are being taken captive and things of that nature. And if you don't believe in their faith, well, it's either you convert or you die. And that's just not what we as Americans, nor we as Christians believe, right? And so that's where I have the issue, right? You know, for this young man, you know, being the first mayor in New York or whatever, as long as you do what you say you're going to do, keep your word to the people, run on the ballot which you were on, and the promises that you made, keep those promises to the people, right? Make sure that it's equal and fair across the board, not just for Muslims, but for Americans, right? And then don't force any religion down anyone's throat, okay? To each one, you know, be one, but don't force anything. And so right now over in the UK, you know, Muslims are heavy, you know, they're heavy over there as well. And right now they're trying to bring in Sharia law. And we know Sharia law is a no-no. It's bad, right? Sharia law, just if you don't know, just keeping it very basic. If you steal, say I use my right hand and I stole a candy bar, well, they want to cut that hand off. Right? You see what I'm saying? It's basically an eye for an eye. You know what I'm saying? Trying to correct things. And so those are things that we can't do. So, you know, just it's going to be interesting to see what New York, you know, how that's going to, you know, how that state's going to, you know, how it's going to do here in the future. Maybe it'll get better. Maybe it'll get worse because there's a lot of issues in New York right now. But we'll wait and we'll see. I know they're very excited, very, very happy for this gentleman winning. And I just hope and pray that, you know, he will just be the man that, like I said, the ticket that he ran on, that he will do the wonderful things that he's put out there for the people.
Right. And thank you for going into detail with all that. That's wow. And I know that you shared that you're speaking from your experience, work, you know, being overseas, being in the military. So yeah, that's wow. That's interesting. Nadine, before I share my thoughts, did you have anything you wanted to add to that based on your experience?
Yeah, Cece is 100% spot on. So I'm just curious to find out what's going to happen. I mean, are they going to be bringing in the same laws that they're going to be doing in their countries here to the United States? So we just have to wait and see. I mean, it's New York, but you never know if later on they're going to want to do the same things throughout the United States. So hopefully not.
Yeah, good point. Now, with regards to that, yes, you know, I understand that he's the mayor, but I know that there's still House of Representatives and senators still over New York, right? And so I don't foresee that anything that extreme happening. However, we can't control the actions of people in general, like Cece was saying earlier, especially based on what is practiced in their actual country. And so all I would say is I agree with you. We can't force anyone to believe in a certain religion. I respect people's religion. Hey, you believe in that, by all means, go. Whatever it is, whether it's this God or that God or that God, you know, and I believe in what I believe in. Just being respectful and mindful. But the people of New York, please be careful. Please be vigilant, because you just don't know. I mean, it's getting scarier and scarier. Yeah, this is new territory we're coming across. We're stepping into this new territory. But all you can do is protect you and your family. And you just got to continue to pray that we can see this positive change. And all of this also is an impact also because of our government shutdown, which is still unfortunately affecting our day-to-day. A lot of people are still being affected. Jobs are still being furloughed. People are still not getting paid. So this is all just, it's all intertwined, and it's scary, the times that we're living in. Yeah. And also with regards to that, flights, travel, you know, holidays are coming up. We have Thanksgiving around the corner, Christmas, New Year's. A lot of people like to travel. Government is still shut down. TSA is being impacted still. And so just being mindful that there are actually, like I'm reading right now, I did some research, and there are actual airports that are TSA workers just walked away. Like they're like, whatever, I'm not getting paid, which is sad and scary. But I say this to say, for those traveling, especially around this time, the holidays coming up, just do your due diligence. Check in with the local airport, your local airport. Check and see with the airline, you know, is it still good to go? Like, are there any cancellations? Just be more proactive. And I know it's unfortunate that we have to deal with this, but we have to cover ourselves, because you don't want to be caught blindsided going to the airport and then something happens and you're like, oh gosh, my whole day is just upside down now. So just be mindful that TSA workers are required to keep working, not being paid until the shutdown ends. And a lot of them are choosing not to go to work. Right. So this is affecting travel. And so the thought that I had in mind, just being on this end and just looking at the big picture, especially with the government shutdown, this is what I propose. And I want to pick your brains on this. So I would propose that TSA still follow the security rules from a federal standpoint. However, it should be state owned. So each state should have their own TSA, and every year they should be required to do those annual tests and all that to make sure that they're compliant. But then funding would be half state because of the tourism dollars that we would bring in, and also from the federal government. That would be my proposal. And that way they're not affected. They're still getting paid, right? TSA is still helping with security from a state level, but still being supported at a federal level. So what are your thoughts about my proposal? Does that make sense? No? Yes? Because right now it's all federal funded and federal everything. So.
Right. That makes sense. But like, it's going to take an act of Congress to do all those changes. And a matter of fact, not just TSA. I mean, the government is government. My friend that's in the FBI, she's been working every day also without pay. So that's just crazy.
Yeah, I like your idea, Yessie, in theory. I say that because all states are not created equal, meaning where some states like Florida, right, they might have, because they have tons of tourism there that goes on. So they may be able to generate that income, right, to be able to kind of do the half and half federal, half state, and be able to support it. Whereas some of the other states may have a more difficult time to generate that funding. You see what I'm saying? So then they may have to pull that money from other programs that you got to kind of decide. It's like the lesser of two evils, kind of. Where they're going to kind of pull that money to help pay those workers in case something like this, which probably will happen in the future. We pray against it, but to be able to pull it from other programs to be able to, do exactly what you said. But it's a great idea. It's an amazing idea. And I hope for all the people that are out there listening, and hopefully there's governors and congressmen and congresswomen out there, listening, and hopefully they've thought about some of these things. I think sometimes these people, they're in these meetings and in these boardrooms for so long that they just get, what we call, like if you're in a cabin and you're just if you're just at home, they call it cabin fever. You're just kind of going crazy, So I think they're kind of getting cabin fever when they're all just trying to, make these decisions. And really, truly right now, I believe at the crux of the matter, this is just all truly just pettiness. No one wants to give up. No one wants to seem like they're the loser. And I believe what they are really, you know, the higher ups are failing to realize is that the American people are losing. And if the American people are losing, then they too are losing. Because you better believe, y'all, as times are getting harder and tighter, and people are learning more about, because here we do educate, right? And a portion of our show is to educate people. And yes, he's done an amazing job to show you how to go out to vote, you know, in your states. And even with the Congress and the president and all these things, he's bringing it down to the lower election, so to speak, right? To really affect and make change. And people are going to get out there. We see it right now in New York. First time ever mayor. People are fed up and they're like, things are going to change. So just know that those seats that you hold in Congress, it's only a 4-year term, right? And you can be easily voted out. And the people now really truly seeing how things are going. This might be the thing that really shakes people to wake them up to say no more.
Just got to be patient. Changes will come.
That's right. That's right. And when it comes to being for the people, we actually have a special guest who's been waiting patiently behind stage for us. And I'm really excited to get to know our guest and just everything with regards to the scope of work and duties that she does. And so I'm just thrilled, right, to have this her on here, this amazing individual. So Nadine, would you please do us the honors to introduce our special guest?
Yes. Okay. So let's welcome Miss Alisha Hargett, Chief Deputy Clerk of Cobb County. That's my county, y'all. Alisha Hargett was sworn in as the first Afro-Caribbean Chief Deputy Clerk of State Court on December 18th, 2024. Alisha comes to the Cobb County court system after almost 25 years with Scanner Energy. I'm not familiar if you guys are familiar with Scanner Energy, a natural gas marketer in Georgia. Her professional background is in regulatory, legislative, and external affairs, corporate and community engagement, corporate relations, strategic partnerships, and office operations management. She also served as a Cobb Chamber representative for the company for 20 plus years. Alisha attended the University of Georgia, majoring in psychology. She later graduated summa cum laude with a BS/BA in marketing business administration from the University of Phoenix. She holds professional certificates in time management, women's leadership, executive leadership, leadership management, diversity, equity and inclusion, and corporate communications. Alisha is a graduate of Leadership Cobb class of 2024, member of LC25 Spotlight on Leadership Committee, and active member of the Leadership Cobb Alumni Association, LCAA, and a former board member, secretary of the Natural Gas Association of Georgia, NGA. She currently serves on the executive board of directors for LiveSafe Resources, Ministries, and American Association of Blacks in Energy's AABE Atlanta chapter as the second vice president. Alisha is a graduate of Wheeler High School and is a mentor who has volunteered at several schools in the Wheeler High School high cluster area. She's an active member of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority, Inc., and serves as the chair of International Awareness and Involvement, IAI, committee, and as a Gem Pal in the Delta Gems Educational Development Program. Alisha is also a notary public and CPR certified. A native of Brooklyn and Elmont, New York, Alisha resides in the Cobb County area where she raised her 2 children, Jasmine and Justin. Her civic and community service activities include AABE Membership Committee, Chair 2020 to 2024, AABE Secretary 2016 to 2019, AABE Assistant Secretary 2012 to 2015, and served as a business community leader on the East Cobb Middle School Principals Council. Alisha was inducted into LiveSafe Resources Academy of Women Leaders in March of 2024 and is a member of the Cobb Chamber's Cobb Executive Women's Program. Whoo, that was the end of it. Listen, that was, look, I'm clutching my pearls. Oh my God.
That was amazing. Thank you. You did amazing. So without further ado, we're going to welcome our special guest, Alisha Hargett, Chief Deputy Clerk of State Court. And I'm excited to know more about this too. Yes. Welcome to Hoy en Día. Bienvenida.
Hola. Hola. How are you? Thank you.
Hey, welcome.
I read my whole bio, Nadine.
I'm sorry?
I said you read the whole bio.
I had to. I mean, you can't leave anything out. I had to let the people know who you're getting, you know?
Wow. Very, very impressive.
Thank you.
I'm just, yeah, I feel Nadine, I'm clutching my pearls too. And I'm not wearing pearls, right? So, so you have an amazing, robust bio, but who do you say Alisha Hargett is in a nutshell?
I am a mom. I am a community leader. I am a daughter of Caribbean immigrants, the first American born in my family. I'm a proud daughter. A proud clerk, chief deputy clerk of state court now. But most of all, I'm just a regular woman that just has a heart for service. That's all.
That's truly amazing. And I'm gonna be honest with you, there's a good amount of people that are not really familiar with the role of chief deputy clerk. So help us understand exactly what your day in the life is in this role. Like, what is your scope of work and how does it help the people?
Okay, so the state court is the second highest court in our county. We are right below Superior Court. We are the keepers of the record. The clerk is the one that is responsible, and I am her second in command. I was proud to be appointed into this position and then later elected because we appeared on the ballot for, I served with the first African American clerk in our county and in the state. So we made history the day that we were sworn in. But we keep all the records. We are responsible for the fees and fines, the processing of that, garnishments, traffic violations, in all the we're the administrative piece of the court.
Very, very impressive. And before I ask my follow-up questions, Cece or Nadine, what questions do you have? Because, I have a bunch of them, but I'll let y'all go next.
Yes. So, oh my God, I have plenty of questions, but I'm not going to overwhelm you at all. So, my first question is, so as chair of the International Awareness and Involvement Committee, what impact are you most proud of?
I'm proud of the fact that my committee is able to help our chapters in the Caribbean that may not have the manpower or the funds for certain projects that Delta Sigma Theta has as part of their yearly initiatives. We are looking right now, my committee is looking into help those in Jamaica. We will be working with the Jamaica alumni chapter to see how we can help them, whether it be raising funds or collecting supplies. We will start those discussions this week with our committee as well as our chapter leadership to get approval to send funds to Jamaica as well. But mostly it's to support the chapters that are not in the continental U.S. and to bring awareness to those in the continental U.S. of what those needs are in our international chapters. And with me being a Caribbean American, there's that personal tie there that, that pride and that desire to help your fellow countrymen.
Awesome. Wow. That's a lot. And you're truly inspiring. I have one other question and then I'm going to let Cece because I'm sure she has a lot of questions too. So on top of doing all of these things, I mean, when do you have time to breathe? And part two, what inspired you to become so deeply involved in community and youth mentorship?
Ooh, that's a good question. To be honest, I am learning to take time to breathe. I am working on being selfish about me. I have a servant's heart, so I'm good for just wanting to do or saying yes. If it's on my heart and God tugs on it enough, I will do it. But I am learning to back up and because I'm getting older to say, no, I need to take time to rest and learning that I need to take care of body, mind, and spirit so that I can, do what I need to do in the community and for my sorors and my children, my family, my friends. And it's hard. It's hard to say no, but I'm learning.
It is hard to say no. I think if I had to say no, say when you go into a job interview and they say, "What's your weakness?" It's like I'm a yes woman. I can't say no. And so you have to learn to say no for your own sanity, for your own self-preservation. And, saying no is not a bad thing. It's quite good. And no is a complete sentence. Right? I just put a period behind it, or I can put that exclamation point behind it, right? If I really need to, right? Get into those types of things. But I wanted to know what brought you into this occupation that you're now in, right? Did you see a life doing this, what you do now? Like, how did you get involved in it all? How did it all start for you?
It was none of me and all of God. Like Nadine said, I spent 31 years in the energy industry, especially natural gas. I just knew I was prepared for a corporate career, C-suite in the natural gas industry. And that's where my focus was. And then a friend reached out that knew that my clerk, Tanisha, was running and asked would I consider an appointed position. I was not thinking about this at all, but I had prayed and I said, all right, Lord, if you open a door, I will walk through it. But even when he opened this door, I was like, no, this ain't the door. And I kept plugging and I kept talking to my friends and I was like, nothing's coming. As connected as I am, no doors were opening or it wasn't the time. And I was like, okay, I know God says yes, no, or wait. And I'm like, is this the wait? What did I do wrong? I had everybody looking at my resume, my body of work. I talked to my friends in executive leadership and, with the local utilities, and they were like, Alisha, it's timing. And then when they asked me, well, what has been presented to you? And I mentioned this position and they were like, I think you're swimming upstream. I think God is pivoting you. And so I still fought it, being the stubborn West Indian woman that I am. But I prayed about it and I was like, okay, Lord, I'm going to take my hands off and I'm going to have to trust this journey and see where you take me. So as hard as it is, I'm sitting on my hands, trying to follow his lead. It is truly him because I couldn't have imagined this at all. Never imagined this at all.
That's awesome. So what's like a day in the life? What's like a normal day? Like you get up, you look beautiful, right? You got your face all beat, hair done, you're looking good and you get there, right? What's like a normal day in the life of what you do?
We have a ton of meetings. So we, as we said, we're the first Afro duo to hold this office. We have lots of meetings. My portion, the bulk of my job is the people. So I manage most of the managers and the supervisors. I stand in for my clerk, Tanisha, when she's not available. We go to public events during the day and after hours. So there's that part to add to everything that you read off. We are active in our community because my clerk is also a Delta and we believe in community service. So we're always giving back as a courthouse, as the clerk's office. But it's lots of meetings, lots of talking to people, meeting with the public, helping to change systems and add nuances and modernize and make our courthouse more efficient, effective, and give great customer service. I serve under an amazing woman who has been in the Cobb County judicial system for a number of years.
Truly, truly amazing. Thank you. Thank you. Now, we're going to go back in a moment of time last December when you were appointed. So when you were sworn in, being the first Afro-Caribbean chief deputy clerk of the state court, what did that moment mean to you? How did you feel personally and professionally? And then also, what emotions or thoughts ran through your head?
That's a great question. I don't think it hit me. Election night was a mixed bag for me. But I was proud because my friends had voted. It was a step in the journey and I knew my life was taking a pivot. And I thank God and I was like, okay, Lord, I guess we're doing this. So I'm going to do my best to keep my hands off and to go where you lead me, to trust this journey. And because I knew that he had greatness in me and that there was something that he was developing in me, but it didn't hit me till that morning when I was getting my nails done, my hair done. And then I got home to put on my dress and my shoes, and my son had come in from Arizona, and he was getting ready to drive me to the courthouse. And he's like, all right, Mom, this is the last day or the last few minutes that you have before you become a public official. And that's when it hit me. And I was like, oh, wow. And then my family in Grenada, my Forrester family, were sending me, greetings and congratulations, and I'm proud of you. And the Prime Minister in Grenada sent a proclamation through one of my cousins saying that the country that my family is from was proud of me and that they were standing with me. That's when it truly hit me, and I was flooded with emotion. Then I get to the courthouse and I'm nervous, and we walk in the Superior Court, and I see my name on the door with Tanisha's, and it's like, oh, wow, all these countries that my family represents are with me. And the magnitude of that moment hit me hard. And my children were there, my parents were there, my siblings were there, my line sisters were there. All the people that meant a lot to me were there, or they were watching online. My family in Toronto, my sister in Toronto, in England, all over the Caribbean, Aruba, Grenada, the ER, all of them are watching. And the weight of that, when I had to give my speech afterwards, it was like, wow, little old shy me, look where God has brought me. I could have never imagined it, because I never saw that for me. So like I said, it's not about me. It's about the work that God has for me. Mm-hmm. I try to just do what I'm supposed to do and just keep it humble and do anything I can to help whoever I can, because I feel like that's why God led me here.
Wow, amazing, amazing. And did I tell you that's Carol's cousin? Did I mention
that? Where's the blood?
Yes.
Oh, no, I didn't know that. Carol's amazing. We love her. Phenomenal.
Carol is amazing for sure. So with that, all that you shared, like I'm here picturing what you're sharing, and I'm actually getting a little emotional too. I'm a water sign, I'm Pisces, so it doesn't take much for me to get emotional. So
I'm Aries, so we're right there together.
It's just that moment, like it's just so inspiring. And even with that, how do you hope that your appointment inspires other women of color, especially young Afro-Caribbean women, or even men, right? If they have the interest in entering this type of work, who may want to follow in your footsteps one day?
That's funny, because I thought about it that day, because I didn't write my speech till like 5 minutes before we were getting ready to start the swearing in ceremony. And I just wrote from my heart. And I realized, when we moved from New York to Georgia, there wasn't very many Caribbeans here. And I fought to fit in. And people would be like, why are you trying to fight so hard to fit in? Be you, be who God created you to be. And even that was uncomfortable. So I thought about that day, the little girl in me when we moved here, and I was 14 in the 8th grade, looking for someone like me. In that moment, I was like, guess what? Now that little girl is looking at you. And I got even more nervous. I looked at my parents, my daughter, and I saw how proud my children were of me. And I just felt like, okay, just like when I went into the natural gas industry and now in public service, in the court system, there's a role model for a little girl like me to look at, or a little boy, or anyone of Afro-Caribbean descent. And that's why I do the things I do, so that those coming up behind me have someone to look at, have someone to model after, and be better than. That's why I'm here, to help whoever's coming next. Y'all gonna make me choke up.
That was beautiful. Nadine or Cece, what other questions you have? I have more, but I just want to give you all the opportunity.
Yeah, that was amazing. I mean, I cried when I watched her, because I watched her swear in last year, and it was very emotional. I'm very proud of you, Alisha. So let me see my question one moment. So Yeah, so how has being part of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Inc. shaped your leadership journey?
That's a great question. I didn't get to pledge in high school at university. I mean, in high school, in college at University of Georgia. So I was a little, bummed about that. But the opportunity came. Prayed about that. Had it on my bucket list of things I wanted to do, and asked God, okay, if this is what you mean for me to do, make it happen. Well, in 2019, it did happen, and I believe it rounded out my rough edges. Being a member of Delta Sigma Theta, especially the Marietta Roswell alumni chapter, if I found my place, I am in a sorority with some amazing women that are phenomenal leaders. My line 90 DTP is full of influential, powerful, and dynamic women. And as number 41 of 90, I sit right in there among them. Iron sharpens iron. I enjoy the work that we do as a sorority. I am deep in customer service and community service. And that is what we do. We are committed to serving our communities. And so my committee, our focus is on International Day of the Girl Child, World AIDS Day, human trafficking, education, and International Women's Day. So those are the programs that my committee especially focuses on every yearly, among others. And so it was just another cog that helped me develop into a more dynamic leader and gave me women that helped me aspire to be even better and even sharper and do more for my community, get our name out there, get my chapter's name out there, my sorority's name out there. It's my place. It's my solid ground, if you will.
Wow, that's awesome. If there's any little girls, any young women, any adult, anybody that said, you know what, I can't, it's too hard, you're the perfect example.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Absolutely. What are some challenges? I know, being this, like one of the first and all of that, I'm sure it's met with a lot of challenges, right? In the day to day and things that you face. So what are some of what's like one of your or two actually, what's two of like maybe I guess the top challenges that you've met, in dealing with, the job in which you do?
It was a mindset shift, going from corporate to local government. That was a switch. I think it took a few months to get adjusted. I'm still adjusting. It's a different way of doing business. I was working remotely 3 days a week while running an office to Georgia operations for Scanner Energy. And I had to get used to going into a courthouse every day. I had a lot of flexibility, and I still have flexibility, just it's different. We both serve the public, it's just in different ways. And I just had to find a way to look at things differently. I think I have this saying, and I say I bring corporate to the courthouse. I'm part of the Fresh Eyes along with Tanisha, that I help bring forth ideas that work in corporate, and we hash it out to see if we can make it work for the courthouse. And just getting people to get to know me and be open to the ideas that I bring to the table and my body of work, and letting them know, hey, I'm not here to ruffle feathers. I'm here to add value and to, work along a dynamic leader to bring even more excellence and better or exceptional customer service to the courthouse. So for me, it was just a shift in thought, a shift in behavior, and then bringing a growth mindset to my work environment.
I like that about the growth mindset, because that's always kind of difficult, change management in any organization, right? That's always the hardest part. People are very resistant to change. They're resistant to things that they don't quite understand. And then a level of fear kind of comes in with that as well. And so having to overcome, right, those types of components is always kind of difficult. But it seems like you've transitioned very nicely in that, that mindset shift that you were talking about, that you had to really kind of deal with within yourself to overcome. It seems like you've done an amazing job at doing that. My final question is, so now, you got the growth mindset going, you're getting people on board, they're knowing who you are, they're trusting in you, they're doing all of these things. How hard is it for you to connect with the people, right? Because the people, that's, you know, that's difficult because you're dealing with so many different personalities. You're dealing with so many different cultures. You know, it's just a lot, you know, that comes in with that. So when you are all out doing, right, the work in the communities and things of that nature, how hard or how easy, maybe, I don't know, is that to get the people to really, you know, kind of trust and believe in what you're doing, and just kind of knowing that you all are going to kind of follow through on all the things that you're trying to put into place?
Great question. Piggybacking off of what you said about the growth mindset and change management, it took me a minute to adjust. And part of it, I had to remember, I had gone through 2 mergers and acquisitions with my previous employer. I had to think of this as a merger and acquisition of some sort. But dealing with people, that's my thing. You know, people, relationships, that's where I guess that's my sweet spot. I try to find, because I was in regulatory affairs, external affairs, I got to be deep in the community with my employer, my sorority. So most of the people in my county, a lot of them know me. A lot of people joke about me knowing a ton of people, or knowing everybody. And I'm like, no, I just know a lot of people through various avenues in my life. I just find something that I can connect with someone, and then just relate to them on a personal level. I guess relationships are my thing. So I've been blessed. Considering how shy I was as a child, it's amazing that I'm here, but I try to be genuine, and just try to find something that I can relate to, and just actively listen and understand. I started in the gas industry and as a CSR, a customer service rep. So I learned how to deal with people, you know, especially when you're turning off their gas. It's no different when someone comes to the court and they're nervous and they don't know where to go, or they're upset. You just take your time and you calm them down, and then you listen, and then, you know, you hold their hand and walk through it as best you can.
Thank you so much. Yes, absolutely. Those are definitely good, inspiring words. We have some comments here. It says, we love you. Congratulations again. You're amazing. You're amazing, says God will continue to shine his light on you. Love you. Oh, that's beautiful. Miss Cobb County. I love it. Yes. Thank you all for those comments, those viewers, listeners. Thank you for tuning in. We're actually going to go on a quick commercial break, so don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with Oyandia TV.
A bold builder of people, purpose, and platforms, Girls with Gigs helps high performers and those desiring to achieve more shift mindsets and activate purpose. Whether it's career or leadership development, personal branding, or knowing your worth. In the job market, transformation has never been closer, because this is where purpose meets action and dreams become destiny. Book your free consultation today at www.girlswithgigs.com.
Dream, explore, discover with Nadine's Travel Oasis. Your next adventure is just the booking away. From breathtaking beaches to vibrant cityscapes, we handle the details so you can make the memories. Luxury, leisure, or last-minute getaways, we've got you covered. Book today and let Nadine's Travel Oasis take you places.
At Cab Zenza, we believe beauty is a ritual, not just a routine. Rooted in intention and inspired by nature, our skincare is crafted to nourish more than just the skin. It nourishes the spirit. Every jar is made with purpose. Because when you flourish inside, it shows on the outside. Cab Zenza's isn't skincare, soul care.
From the moment that I put this Cab Zenza on my skin, it feels most amazing. As you can see, it has your skin glistening. It's moisturizing. You too should get Cab Zenza.
Luxurious body butters.
All right, as we know, the holidays are coming up, so if you don't know what to get, whether it be your line sisters, your significant other, a friend, etc., I gave you 2 ideas, actually 3 ideas there. We got Inspire for Purpose. Hey, there's gift cards available. Schedule with Dr. Cece, because she is going to help you get to that purpose that God destined you to be here to do, right? Also, we got to hydrate the skin, right? You know, winter is already pretty much upon us. I mean, technically we're still fall, but that winter chill is kind of getting to me, and I find myself having to put lotion on quite often. So if you haven't already, try the body butter, Cab Zenza body butter. Hey, got to nourish your skin because it's the largest organ in the body. You don't want to be walking around ashy. I know I don't. I don't know about y'all. Anywho. And also Nadine's Travel Oasis. Yes, I get it. We talked about TSA, but everybody loves to travel, right? And even if you have to like push it like next year in 2026, people love to travel all over the world. So that is always a good gift to gift someone. Reach out to Nadine for Nadine's Travel Oasis. She'll get you hooked up. Yes. All right. Shifting focus back to our special guest. I have 2 follow-up questions with regards to what you've shared. Again, amazing conversation we're having with you. Super thrilled to have you here with us at Oyendia TV. Now, as someone involved with LiveSafe resources and Must Ministries, what community issues are closest to your heart right now? And how do you hope to overcome those community issues?
Well, LiveSafe Resources is a domestic violence and sexual assault agency. They house the families that are escaping domestic violence situations and in need of safe housing, help with legal matters. And Must Ministries helps in the community with homelessness, helping the working poor with food insecurity. So there are 2 organizations that are close to my heart because they serve our immediate community. And as someone that has had experience with domestic violence and sexual assault, you know, to be able to give voice to an organization that does this hard work and to, you know, strap up my bootstraps and make the communities that we serve in as Deltas, as a woman, as a mother, you know, it does my heart good to be able to bring awareness to these organizations because there's purpose in your pain. And it brought me full 360, serving with Must, which is a phenomenal organization, bringing awareness and tying my community service in my personal life with my public service life outside of the courthouse. It's just bringing awareness and helping raise funds and awareness of what these agencies do and bringing it to the communities that may not have known what they do and tying that in to say, okay, how can you help? I'm here. How can you partner with me to help, to bring donations, to serve our community, bring awareness, especially now with so many people out of work, having to tackle food insecurities, things like that. I'm just a cog in a wheel. I'm a piece of a puzzle, a greater puzzle to help our community.
Thank you for sharing that. For those who want to donate or be a part, volunteer, etc., I assume that there's opportunities and donations options available, correct?
Yes, you can go to LiveSafe Resources website as well as Must Ministries website, and they have it in the drop-down menus on their main pages.
Perfect. Thank you so much. All right. And before we transition over to our last minute words, and we have a few more commercials, ladies, any other questions for our special guest?
No, I do not. I don't have any more questions.
Yeah, it's been most amazing talking to you. So yeah, amazing job.
Thank you. I'm honored that you all asked me to be here with you tonight.
Oh, we are thrilled to have you. Yes. And these 2, I always got to give them a shout out because they're just 2 amazing co-hosts. They help keep me balanced, right? Because they think of questions that I don't think about. And hey, I heard you say, good question, good question. I'm like, yes, good question. I love it. Yes. Because these are questions that people want to know. We want to know. That's what Oyendia is to positively motivate, educate, inspire, enlighten, and entertain. You know, I think we're a little funny here and there. I think we're funny actually all the time. Anyway, each and every episode, and that's what we are here to do because we want you to be engaged and live a happy, healthy, positive life. And I get it. Life is not always positive and peachy, but it's all about what you make of it. Mind over matter, right?
Amen.
With life in, how do you get those lemons and squeeze it and turn into some juicy, tasty lemon juice? Got some sugar in there, make it nice and sweet. You know, gotta be creative, right? That's what life's all about. Awesome. So we're going to transition over to our last minute words. This is an opportunity for you to share with the audience, the viewers, the listeners, how they can find you, follow you, any upcoming projects, if there's opportunity for community service that people would like to volunteer, anything that you can think of. If you have a quote, a final closing paragraph, etc. And so you get a glimpse of how that would look. I'm going to have Dr. C. Andrews start us first. Then we'll have you, Alisha, go second, Nadine third, and I'll close out with the remaining of our sponsors.
Absolutely. So, hey, I'm your girl, Andrew, the Actions with Inspire for Purpose and Girls with the Gigs, getting you clear about your fears so you can move forward, right? You can check me out at www.girlswithgigs.com or inspireforpurpose.com. I have something new that I want to say to you all today, and I had to put it up here on my other screen just so that I get it right, okay? I'm slated to speak at my alma mater now, just my alma mater back in July because I graduated, woohoo, so it's all nice, right? But this is something I'm going to be delivering a powerful message to the university, the students that are there, just struggling sometimes to really get onto the other side. And so I want to share with them, as well as I want to share with you today, is refuse to live beneath your potential, right? Mm-hmm. Challenge every person out there, refuse to live beneath your potential, right? Refuse to let fear, failure, or fatigue define your finish line, right? Because on the other side of everything, that testimony that you're going to have later, it's going to say, hey, I didn't quit when it was hard. It's simply going to say that I conquered when it mattered the most. As I love to say, love and light and inspire for purpose.
Amen. All right, Alisha, whenever you're ready.
Boy, that's a lot. Thank you. That was great words. My favorite scripture is Jeremiah 29:11. It was given to me by my beloved father-in-law, because he said God knows the plans that he has for you, and he created you for a reason. So I stand on that. It's tattooed on me to remind me. And I also had asked God to let me walk in my purpose, on purpose, for a purpose, and with a purpose. And I believe that's where he has brought me, that I am walking in the purpose and the plans that he has for me. I don't know where he's taking me next, but while I'm here to do his job, and whatever he puts on my heart to do and directs me to do. I just want everyone to remember your fellow man, that we're all, as a nation, struggling right now, some more than others. For those of us in Cobb County, or anybody, please consider going on to LiveSafe Resources website. The holidays are coming up. Make a donation. Help some of these families be able to feed their children, feed their families. Ministries, we have people that are furloughed, that are homeless, the working poor. They all need, if you have even $5, $25, grocery store gift cards, please consider donating. Coats for coach drives, can drives, however you can. No donation is too small. No contribution is too small. Consider your fellow man in the holidays that are coming up, and how those parents that are not able to provide feel. It's not about the gift. It's about the giving from your heart. And just know that you would want someone else to help you if you were in need. So with that, I just say, wherever you can be a piece in a greater puzzle, please do so. It's not about us. God blesses us to bless other people. And I am grateful to be here tonight. And thank you.
Wow. So amazing. You ladies are wonderful. I have to follow that. But anyway, as you guys know, my name is Nadine Barton. Nadia B _1202. You can find me on Instagram, Nadine the author. If you want to be inspired, and if you want to get my books, you could go to nadinebarton.com. Like Cece always say, sometimes you have to use your pain to position your purpose. And that's what I did when I became an author. So another thing, I just lost my train of thought. I'm sorry. Yeah. So basically, my quote that I have, life is 10% of what happened to you and 90% of how you react. So sometimes people will purposely try to push your buttons, sit and talk, and try to even perfect example throughout this whole ordeal with Jamaica and all this stuff. And my heart goes out to Jamaica, and as you guys know, that's my country. And I was just tired of crying every time I open one of the posts, whether it's on TikTok or Facebook, and I see a video. I just get so emotional, My family, they're still out of power. I'm just grateful that, I didn't lose anyone in that sense. But, I'm just grateful for that. But I was going to say before that, people are just, there are a lot of people out there, even in this chaos, are just internet bullies. They want to come for you for no reason. So back to my quote, life is 10% of what happens to you and 90% how you react. Sometimes I have to tell people, hey, I'm too old to be arguing with grown adults on the internet. So take that somewhere else. And that's why they created the block button. So yeah, have a blessed day and a blessed holidays. Yeah, I'm sure we'll be back on before Thanksgiving.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you. 3. Wow. We are actually going to go on another quick commercial break before I say my last minute words. So don't go anywhere. We will be right back with Hoy en Día TV.
Sponsored by Collective Wear. Available at www.yessierodriguez.com/shop and myrod-enterprise.com/shop.
Sponsored by Divine Beauty and Accessories. Watch Hoy en Día TV, Thursday, 7:30 p.m.
All right. And for those who want to be sponsors on Hoy en Día TV, we welcome you with open arms. Simply email the email scrolling at the bottom of this page view, hoyendiatv@gmail.com. You can also catch past episodes of Hoy en Día TV. If you go under my yessierodriguez.com page, there is a tab that says Hoy en Día. It'll have a drop down of all the different places that you can listen to us and watch us. Because trust me, we have a lot of juicy topics and conversation, food for thought that you don't want to miss. Whether you're at the gym, if you're cooking, if you're cleaning, if you're walking around the neighborhood, grocery store, etc. Tune into Hoy en Día TV. Trust me, you will get some food for thought, inspired for purpose, the whole shebang. Because that's what we're here. We're here to positively motivate, inspire, enlighten, educate, and entertain you, the viewer and listener, with each and every episode. For those who want to know more about who I am, Yessie Rodriguez, I'll make it easy for you. Just go on Google or Safari, Internet Explorer, and type in Yessie Rodriguez. I'll pull right up. It'll show a little bit about me, professional actress, model, MC, podcaster, etc. So always super happy to be here with you all. Thank you for your support, for tuning in. It's just truly amazing. Shout out to our special guest today and my 2 amazing co-hosts. And my final quote that I always say, the sky is never the limit because the galaxies are endless. So thank you all for tuning into Hoy en Día TV. Until next time.
Thank